Hey, Regional Advisory Board. I'm looking forward to spending some time with you this week. I know that the agenda and the video and updates are coming way later than I hoped for or expected. We've had a really busy summer and busy start to the school year. We've just really hit the ground running. But I want to take a few moments and just share some executive updates with you. I hope to spend no more than 5 or 6 minutes walking through some things so you understand where we are, what we've been up to, and where we're going. We have, like I said, really just jumped in this school year and have really hit the ground running, and we are moving super fast, and I think in a lot of good ways in our work with our alumni and our partnerships in Sacramento. I'm not going to talk through any financial or budget updates or headlines since we're meeting later this week or tomorrow. So I will just keep this really focused on kind of our strategy and our priorities and what we're focused on right now. I always like to start just grounding in what our vision is. I am really committed to the idea that every student in Sacramento will have the opportunity to attain an excellent education. That's at the core of who we are at Teach for America, and it guides all of the work that we do. We set a 10-year goal that said that we would know that we're on a path to making this a reality if twice as many kids in Sacramento are reading on grade level by third grade. We've talked about it. It's ambitious, it's bold, it's big, but I think it's the right goal for kids in Sacramento. And we've just done so much good work as a community and as a coalition of organizations to really make positive progress towards this in the coming years. And then our charge, as you've heard me talk about as an alumni region, is to really think about how we are co-creating with our network and community partnerships to develop innovative programs, products, and services that really accelerate leadership towards this goal and this vision. And I hope that as I talk through some of these things, you'll see this coming to life in the work that we're doing. It's never been more important than now as I think about why all of this matters. And the recent results that we know for kids in Sacramento, just 66% of third grade students did not meet standards on the California assessment. And I should have said just 30% did, but 60% did not meet standards, which just paints a real picture of how kids are doing today in Sacramento. And the results we have from 2022, it's the first significant decline for all students in Sacramento. Yes, particularly for low-income Black and Brown students, but it's the first time we've seen that type of decline for every student, and very pronounced when we think about African American, Hispanic, American Indian, and Pacific Islander students. So I feel like it's never been more important to really put this work front and center in our community. We are really looking at an education system that is not healthy. It's not in a good place. And I think what those numbers mean when I think about the percent of kids that aren't reading on grade level or the number of students that are impacted by that, practically, there's a lot of students who there is unfinished learning, or where students are lost more than a year's worth of learning on top of already existing gaps in education, in reading, and in particular in math. Also, our workforce is not healthy. We're struggling to hold on and keep the teachers and the leaders that we need in our schools and our community. They're going to do this work with our kids. It's like the number can vary by school and district and community, but on average, 60% of schools said that they did not have the staff that they needed for a range of programs in their schools. And then last, I just think that this is compounding inequities where the resources that it would take to really do the work in our community are just lacking, and some schools have them and some schools don't have those resources. So we see like our entire education system is really not in a good place. And what I think the hope here is, and the way forward, is that at Teach for America, I really believe that we're built for moments like this, that we know in these particular moments what to do. And it's not going to be on our shoulders alone. It's going to take really a broad and diverse coalition. But we know what it takes to lead in moments like this. One, in the CCV, we have an incredible alumni network of over 500 alumni, and now over 100 people who have done our Ignite Fellowship. So our network includes teachers and principals and school system leaders, and so many that are doing amazing work. So I think we have the people. We have the resources. We're part of an organization that's been doing this for 30 years. While we started in our region with just a dozen or so core members in 2012, we've grown. We've built relationships with school districts and other organizations and partners in this community. And we know how to leverage the resources within our community and within our own network as well. And then the last, we have the expertise. Like we have a lot of people that we work alongside of, both on our staff and our alumni network, that really know what it takes to lead in this moment. And then I think about our own core capabilities at Teach for America as a pipeline program. And what I mean by that is a program or an organization is designed to recruit, support, and develop leaders. We know how to do that work. We're uniquely positioned as the California Capital Valley to continue doing that work in Sacramento. So I think about, so what are we doing to take action against these things? So I want to share like just three broad areas that we're working in. One, I think about it as our talent initiative in education, or our talent and education initiative. And this is where we're really thinking about our existing and current leaders in education. This year we launched, and we're right in the depth of our school leadership lab and partner with St. Hope Schools. And we're also in conversations with launching a similar work with Sac City Unified. But this is really an embedded approach. It's a year-long work with school leaders and their teams to really drive instructional practices and really address the conditions that teachers and school leaders are working in that keep them, but also drive improvement and impact for kids. And the second is what I would just call our student success initiatives. This includes our Ignite Fellowship, where we're placing, high impact, high dose tutoring program in our school partners. We've been doing this with Aspire for the past couple of years, and we're continuing to do that now. This also includes a new program and project we will launch with the Armstead Academic Project, who you've heard me talk about and seen in the emails, that we just got a generous gift from them this past week. But this will go towards launching a summer reading program for elementary students in Sacramento's Promise Zone, or South Sacramento. So think about those elementary schools in South Sacramento, where we can really provide the enriched learning over the summer that those students need, that would, one, help make up for any gaps from a previous year, or help get them ready for the next school year. And that program will be focused on second and third graders. So it's right aligned to our 10-year goal. And it's in partnership with some really amazing, outstanding folks in Sacramento. And then last is what I would call our systems change initiative. And this is the work that we do with gathering alumni that are working in schools or in school systems that really want to think about how they can kind of sharpen the axe, so to speak, in policy, organizing, and advocacy. Last year, our group went through this program, and we're able to secure it through a state budget initiative, $18 million to support the Diversity and Leadership Institute. And they are focused on recruiting and supporting school leaders of color. So through that policy and advocacy, they raised awareness around the need for school leaders of color, and were able to secure funding that supports programs in California to make that happen. And yes, we have TFA alum from the CCV who are in that program this year, who will be school leaders in our region. So we're excited. I'm excited about the steps that we're taking, the work that we're doing to take action in pursuit of the vision and the goals that we have for our region. At the end of the day, I think this is about providing, this work is about doing what we need to do to provide an excellent and equitable education for every student in two ways. One, really addressing the most pressing issues right now that are facing our schools and communities. And so I hope that you see that through the work we're doing, the Leadership Lab, the Ignite Fellowship, the other programs and fellowships that alum have access to. But also in that work, we're starting to think about what would it take to really lay the groundwork for a different education system in the future. What do our schools and classrooms need to look like? And I really think that that's going to happen by unleashing kind of the vision and the leadership of people in our network. So those are a few updates about what we've been doing this year. I'm looking forward to talking with you tomorrow in our board meeting. And getting into more of the specifics around what will the summer reading program look like, where are we at with that, what are some things that we need to get in action around as a board. I'm really hoping that this kind of brief video will give you some kind of start jogging your mind around ideas or insights or questions that you want to get into talking about as a board. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all soon.